Well, hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel, and first off let me wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Today is just going to be a quick talking head video, no RC content per se, just chit chat. So I hope everybody is having a wonderful Christmas, whether you're watching this first thing in the morning or late in the afternoon. So hopefully everything is going well, everybody's happy, fed, and is probably putting together some sort of new toy, whether it's yours or your kids. But I wanted to say thank you to everybody for another wonderful year. You guys have been awesome. Really appreciate the channel members and those guys that have helped support all this madness throughout the year. It's been very, very helpful and extremely appreciated. And also, as well as a lot of the channel sponsors, folks that have sent in stuff for review, whether it's, helping hands or batteries or, ESCs or whatever it is. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad you guys are seeming to enjoy the content. I know it does get old to see your YouTuber guy talking about this new thing he got for free. I get it. But it's also an opportunity for us to see new things, test new things, experience new things, and relay that stuff along to you, as a lot of the stuff I've done I've found very helpful. Those little helping hands things are absolutely amazing, and they actually touched base with me yesterday. They want to send me a new one, which will be sometime in the new year. I'm not going to do it right away, and they're cool with that. But I'm telling you guys, this thing is loaded. It's got one of everything on it, and I'm looking forward to trying it out, showcasing it for you guys. There's some new bits and pieces on there, and some updated bits and pieces on there that I'm looking to try out. Secure just partnered with them recently, and was very impressed with both the quality of materials and the quality of the ESC and motors, but also the back and forth we had. Now you guys aren't privy to all this stuff. It's between me and the vendor, but being able to communicate with a vendor, give them feedback, and them actually take that feedback and work with their engineering team to implement it as improvements. So, I'm able to test something out, find areas of issue with it, and they weren't like mechanical issues, but it was simple things like it should probably be waterproofed if it's going to be for a crawler. It really should have a switch on there to make life easier to just turn it on and off and leave your battery plugged up, carrying it to and fro, that type of stuff. And they listened, and they're going to try to make some of those changes and implement them and send me another unit back out to test so you guys can see the improvements that they made. That type of stuff I really, really enjoy. But we've had, DRC, CNHL, Hobby King. There's got to be more. I'm drawing a blank, but yeah, there's been a whole lot of stuff sent into the channel, and I try to keep it all RC related and stuff that you guys may be interested in using, or would help your guys' life out and make it better. There is going to be some more sponsored channel content. Reviewing some batteries for Hobby King. Just did the little Ant 32 brushless system for this, so all that stuff will be coming up soon. You guys will see that very soon. So far, knock on wood, haven't got any real duds from anybody, so I'm very excited about that. Anyway, let me get back to thanking people instead of just rambling on about what happened. I do have to say a huge thank you to the RC Elf. Without the RC Elf, all of this probably would have never gotten as far as it did. I am sure I would have gotten burned out and overwhelmed by trying to do all this stuff and get a channel going and, get traction without his help. His help was tremendous, and, his giving gave me the traction to be able to put out more and more content and, invest some extra money into stuff like the camera that I'm using and lighting and all that stuff. Instead of pouring every penny that I had into the cars, I was able to buy extra stuff that wasn't car related. And without him, like I said, I would have probably given this up a year ago, 2 years ago, who knows. But I don't think we would be where we're at on this channel without him. So huge thanks to the RCL. I also want to give a big thanks and shout out to Al over at Spare Time RC. Me and him have become very good friends, and I have thoroughly enjoyed going over to his place, him coming over here, whether it's just to drive stuff or just to sit around in the basement and chit chat for hours on end about anything and everything. And I mean, it is a ping pong match when we get down there, when it's, this topic, this topic, this topic, this topic, this topic, this topic, just back and forth for hours. And I greatly appreciate it. I know he appreciates it too. We both had some trying times throughout the year. And, I think being able to blow off steam and go out there and bash around for 4 or 5 hours, or just sit in the basement and talk for a few hours, has been extremely helpful to both of us. So thank you, Al. Now, I do have to apologize to a lot of people. I did not do Christmas cards this year. The list has just gotten so incredibly long that it takes up entirely too much time. And I had a lot of issues last year with either stuff getting lost in the mail, or the overseas folks. That stuff seemed to show up anywhere between a couple weeks before Christmas and a couple weeks before June. It was kind of crazy on how long some of that stuff actually took to get to people. So I just decided this year we're just not going to do the Christmas cards, and we just focused on family this year. So I apologize about that. So this is your Christmas card. Thank you guys so very much. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays. And that's your Christmas card this year. Here. There you go. You can screenshot that and hang it on the wall. So I am excited for next year. So looking forward to 2026. It's got to be better than this year. But Tamiya's 50th anniversary is coming up. So hopefully the lull in activity from Tamiya this year means that they were ramping up, doing a lot of planning and preparation for the 2026 releases. Hopefully there's going to be a lot of great stuff coming out in that. I also have a kind of small personal list of some other things I want to get. And yes, I think all of them are bashers, so you can blame Al for that one. But the Tamiya stuff is still going to be in there. Don't worry. Actually, one of the things I'm doing over the holiday break is tearing down the TXT1, just getting that cleaned up and rebuilt, and maybe even tear into the Cloudbuster, do the same thing, tear that down, get it cleaned up, and then start working on the body to get that stripped and repainted and all that stuff. So yes, Tamiya stuff is still going to be around, but I have thoroughly enjoyed going out and being able to bash around, and it's nice being able to throw them around and not have that personal investment into it. They're all tough, but the bashers are made to be super tough. And I can go hook those things off a ramp and watch them land terribly over and over and over again. And sure, you get that, ooh, but I really don't care. If it breaks, then it's new arms, or if it breaks, it's a new chassis, or, it blows a servo, or it blows a bearing. They're all readily available parts. And there's not that kind of sentimental attachment to both it being some sort of a classic Riri or something that I spent hours building and painting and putting decals on meticulously to make it look the absolute best it is. I still enjoy that, but it is fun just going out there and beating the snot out of something and not having to worry about it. Plus, I just kind of get those clean-ish when I run them. To me is, I'm basically taking parts off of them to clean out things and make sure it's back to as close as it could possibly be when I built it. And, that's tedious sometimes. So, when you guys are like, oh, you should have run on the track. No, I don't. No. Sometimes it's just too nasty to go running those out there and me spend 6 hours trying to tear it back down and clean it all back up. But, that is what it is. But I am excited for some new stuff next year, both from, hopefully getting some great re-releases from Tamiya. Hopefully they don't make anything that's white plastics and anodized gold aluminum stuff. That would be great to see, because that seems like all we've seen in the last 6 months. But yeah, I just want to be able to focus on both sides. I want to be able to just go out there and rip and roar and have a blast throwing things off of a ramp and wheeling around the yard, and be able to sit down here and build and, do the little meticulous details and kind of the best of both worlds. I know some guys hate the Bashers. I know some guys don't care too much for the Tamiya stuff. So, it's hard to please everybody. I'm just trying to please myself and bring you guys along for the ride, and I hope you guys still enjoy it. So I've rambled on probably way too long and barbled about too many things. So I'm just going to again wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays if you guys are celebrating something other than Christmas. And I'm wishing everybody a wonderful New Year. Hope everybody has a great holiday season. And be happy, be healthy, be safe. See you guys.